yes, I believe, that there's a Christian Illuminati, people in positions of power that might have started right, and then they made some wrong decisions. Just that there's a Christian Illuminati, people in positions of power that might have started.
All right. Now, the Christian Illuminati. Now, if you don't know the context of this, we'll come back to this video. Let's go look at the Christian Illuminati. Now, if you don't know what the Christian, I was investigating this today. The Christian Illuminati is right here. The Christian Illuminati, and it.
So today, we're here to talk about the Christian Illuminati. Ooh. Hey, we got a bunch of. We got the triangle here. On the lowest level, you have, influencers. Then on this next level, you have the Christian broadcasting networks, all right? Then on that next level, you have the artists, like that Christian music industry, the entertainment world. The next level, you've got the mega pastors, who, of course, are all different levels. And then, of course, you just got the Hollywood, demonic music industry. And so, essentially, this is how it goes.
And in this video, is quite entertaining because he has, what I understand, this is the Illuminati puppet, and he's in a dark room and he's exposing the Christian Illuminatis. All right, David, all right, there it is there. Okay, and Trump and Camilla. All right, so that's where it is. He has come up with this. It went viral that he was going to expose the Christian Illuminati and then ended up apologizing to Joni Lamb. In fact, Rachel Lamb, we're going to be looking at that today. Let's go back to the video that he just deleted. As far as I recognize, this is the fourth, fifth, or the comment below. Is this the fifth video he's deleted, or the fourth? How many?
And then they made some.
Comment below. How many videos has Marcus deleted?
Wrong decisions.
Well, I have to say this to you, and I want to say it now. I want to apologize to you, right, for a couple of reasons. After. I have no issue saying like, hey, I made a mistake or, jumped the gun on some things. First of all, I don't know if I would have got the interview if I had reached out. I'm just a YouTuber guy. I'm not operating on the level you guys are operating.
But we had a mutual friend who told me that I could trust you.
Session.
Yes.
Is exonerated. On August 20th, 2021, Pete and his wife met with Debbie Linhart, LLC, a forensic child psychologist, to continue their thorough and professional response to the allegations.
Reporting on this out loud on a podcast, her words were that Pete and his wife were exonerated after meeting with you. That's her words.
No, that's absolutely not true. I couldn't exonerate anybody if I wanted to.
Elving, who's received a letter stating
so now
that
Daystar TV is not only coming after me, but now coming after many of my friends. This is one of my...
I can't find my headphones, so I'm looking for my headphones. I'm an amateur YouTuber. If you're new to my channel, please support your local food bank, Choganal Call Center. I haven't done a live stream for like 3 days. I can't find my headphones, so I'm going to keep looking for them.
My friend's brother John Elvin, he has a YouTube channel and a street ministry in Canada. I suggest that you subscribe to his channel. I'll put it in the video description, but I will play a clip from his video on how he's responding to the allegations.
They sent me a letter.
Daystar's crumbling, folks, and they are doing whatever they can, including, as I said, sending letters to YouTubers. And here is one of those YouTubers who received a letter. Here is his response. This is John Elving. Watch. Love it. Absolutely love it. And if I get a letter from Daystar, I will do the same exact thing, except I am not going to ruin my coffee with it. That's the only thing. My coffee will be absolutely contaminated if I dip that letter into my coffee, and it's not going to happen. I value my coffee too much. Coffee is holy in this house, and yeah, I value it way too much. So that's just not going to happen. But
everything you said.
He goes into saying that he no longer trusts Jonathan.
Let's see.
What's happened?
He's got a lot going on. John, yeah, y'all go follow Brother John. He does a good job. I trust Jonathan. Let's see.
What's happened?
He's got a lot going on. John, yeah, y'all go follow Brother John. He does a good job. Let's see.
So this is basically, and I'm gonna read this for us because so this is screenshots that was shown on Brother John's podcast. Shots that was shown on Brother John's podcast.
More receipts. This is okay. So here it is. Here, 3 minutes ago.
Right.
This is breaking news. We have breaking news. It happened in real time. I was looking at our social media. This was 3 minutes ago. All right, there we go. Hello to my friends. I haven't done a video in quite some time, and in fact, I was all prepared to do a Daystar video update when some perturbing things have been developed, and I am not at liberty to talk about right now. However, I want to say thank you to my moderators. How you doing, Miss Terry? So I have this audio. This is an audio just got released. We have different. Let me get this up here. All right. So I'm prepared to do some updates here, but I need to. I'm just getting into this right now. This is a lady that Jonathan Lamb has posted. If you're new to all this, I do updates. The most people that watch my videos are not subscribed. If you subscribe, you can watch me live, and then I'm watching. Turn up the volume. Unbelievable. You know, it just never ends. I have had this fight with my audio for the longest time. Can you hear me any better now? You can't hear you well. We can barely. Hello, can you hear me now? Sorry about this, everybody. I do the best I can. I have been like torn in like 1,000 different directions lately. My ministry van got stolen with all of my stuff in it. My audio's, it doesn't work anymore. So I'll see if I can turn up my audio. Oh, you can hear me now. Oh, we can hear you now. I can hear you great. Okay, so sorry about that. Here we go. All right, so let's get back to the video. So, if you're new to my channel, the ongoing disaster fiasco with the audio. The audio just, I did push this in a little better. Where's my thing? I busted my, here it is here. So, you know, to even everything out, it's been a terrible start. Let's just get serious for a few minutes here. First of all, before we get into the craziness of the online social media and all the updates with Daystar, this is my cable and this is my audio cord, and it move the mic closer. Hello. So there we go. So anyways, there are two roads in life. The gospel at first importance on my channel. The gospel at first importance on my channel. I'm a Christian street pastor. Jesus loves you. There's a wide path that leads to destruction. Ultimately, the value of the soul, the precious value of the soul, is eternal. There's a place called hell. It's eternity in a lake of fire. All right? That's the consequence for sin. So we are in desperate need of a Savior. And that is the good news, that Jesus has paid it all. Now, I don't have to name different types of sin, because if you're living in sin right now, the Holy Spirit will convict you. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, I need to get right with God. That's the Holy Spirit. If you're living in sin right now, if you're on that wide path to destruction, the narrow path of life is an abundant life filled with joy and hope and an eternity with our King. If you don't love serving Jesus now, you never will. Jesus is a King to heaven. Grace and faith in Christ alone. Jesus died for your sins. He was buried. On the third day, he rose by the power of the living God. And he is coming back to judge the living and the dead. That's the gospel I preach. I give you the bad news and the awesome news. All right? The good news of the gospel. Now, hopefully my audio is better. And hopefully we'll just have a nice little live stream without any problems, without doxing anybody. And I'm not going to show you who I'm messaging right now, because there's some interesting developments that I will keep you up to date, but I'm not at liberty to say. Now, one second here. I got to make sure I don't have anything open on my tabs that I don't want to. All right. All right. Now, this is Jonathan Lamb. And Jonathan Lamb has reposted Linda. Now, if you don't know who, and Laura Lynn has also put out another video. I haven't watched this video, but it's a whistleblower. Can you see that on the screen? Whistleblower, expert psychologist. I have not watched this video, but Laura Lynn has posted that 5 hours ago. It's been seen 25,000 times. And so I haven't watched it. I don't actually have any idea what this is all about, but that's where that is at. Now, and Laura Lynn was reposted. This is Linda. Oh boy. All right, this is Linda. And all right, let me concentrate. Linda, this is Linda here. Linda is, they're very interesting, okay? So Linda is a federal private investigator. She's a real deal. This is a real person. Let me get that a bit bigger. This is the private eye, right? The private eye. She's like really smart. Not only that, she brings 25 years of FBI experience. So this is a real deal lady. And the reason we're looking at this is the post, and she just posted more information we can look at. So this is a Daystar update, and we'll get to the articles as we go. This will probably be like a 7, possibly, this will be my first 7-hour live stream. So you're going to get some popcorn and watch Brother John for 7 hours, because I haven't done a live stream in three days. And this 7-hour live stream, I'm just kidding, of course. But there's been a lot that has come out in the news. I just want to focus on this. All right, this is not going to be a 7-hour live stream. I'm trying to keep it under an hour. FBI experience in a wide range of federal criminal investigations, all right? My forte is a public records and internet research, as well as documented. All right, I don't know what that is, but it sounds really official, which means I dig through documents. All right, there it is. Pull out information, research in form of identities. So this is the real deal lady, all right? And she was part of the FBI. It says it there somewhere. No. No, right here. Do you see this? She's got FBI. We got the FBI. All right, we got the FBI. So this is pretty serious. And now what she says in it, how do we get this? Now, before we read this, I always do this, and it's important as a YouTuber to present all the sides of it. Let's do a update on my video. Before we read that article, I have 134 people that are liked it. I got 400 people watching. This is the Daystar. So here's my disclaimer before we read the FBI report. According to Joni Lamb, these is an alleged smear campaign. Jonathan is trying to blackmail himself into be the president of Daystar, and he hatched this plan, and the whole entire plan is all fabricated lies. There's not a shred of proof. In fact, quote-unquote Pete passed a lie detector test. There's not a shred of proof. And his lawyer and Jonathan got together and they hatched a plan. They're going to take over Daystar, and they wrote this blackmail letter. All right, and this is an alleged smear campaign. There's not a shred of proof. Nothing. It's absolute zero. Nothing. There's absolute vindication. It's a figment. It's an absolute figment of his imagination. None of it is true. And of course, it was all proven not guilty. And according to the official Daystar, it's an absolute alleged smear campaign and an attempt to blackmail his way into controlling Daystar. The FBI. Now, this is an FBI. This is Linda. I've taken a few days off of X while getting some work done and musing about the ridiculous of Daystar team news that they informed the CSA investigation was closed because there was no merit. All right, because there was no merit. Allegedly. I'm not even going to respond to them anymore because it's so ridiculous. So I decided to write some thoughts down to see why I see the credibility on the side of Jonathan and Susie. I did not come to this conclusion as an armchair quarterback. We are going to get to Eric Volz as well. We're going to look at spiritual delusion in this video with Eric Volz. But we're focusing on this. The armchair quarterback. I came to it with 25, and that's a reference to the armchair investigators. That was Eric quote. He tried to, he's came up with that. Went viral. 25 years the FBI. 23 have been a special agent and approximately 7 years as a licensed private investigator. I have quite the bit of experience in ferreting out falsehood and misdirection. Here are some of the things to consider when evaluating the validity of information, witness statements obtained in the course of an investigation. Was it proven by someone who has direct knowledge of the matter? Question mark. Were they physically presented or position of observed or overhear what they directly involved? All right. Is it corroborated by other data, such as the other witnesses with direct knowledge, recording conversations, texts, phone calls, messages, social media, posts, documents, videos, and photographs? Question mark. And to my moderators, if my audio is all bad, let me know, all right? I don't like doing an hour-long live stream to find out. All right? So as long as my audio is okay, you can hear me. Has the witness been consistent with the details of the matter? Is it reasonable for the witness to recall the additional details after the initial interview? Is the source of the subject expert matter at hand, or are they of good repute? All right. Audio's good. In the source subject, expect the matter at hand, are they good repute? Is the information provided plausible? These are all questions. We're going to get to the meat of this in a second. Does the person provide the information have an agenda? Now, according to Daystar, of course, they're allegedly trying to blackmail them to become the president of Daystar. Secondhand information is referred to as hearsay and is not admissible in court, but can be helpful to identify other witnesses. Also, CSA investigation. While they are numerous, they are unique. They require skills and tactics that aren't usually necessary to typical and criminal investigation. Here are some examples that made me tend towards the veracity of Jonathan and Susie Lamb's testimony. So we're getting a social media input from a retired FBI agent that has watched the information and is standing behind her assessment. Their story has been consistent through the years. Number one. Number two, their version of what the daughter told them had happened to her and their description, allegedly, for my deposition, of their change in their personality and fearful reaction to the certain familiar member subsequent to the alleged incident has remained consistent. Two reliable witnesses, and I played you that clip. If you just joining me in all that, we'll play it again in a second. I want to finish this. Two reliable witnesses, which include a licensed professional counselor who holds certificates in forensic counseling, concur that the daughter was displaying trauma reaction consistent with CSA. This is it. It's only 1 minute.
That was shown on Brother
That's not it.
Generated Pete.
There it is here. It's 1 minute.
Exonerated Pete. Did you say those words?
Absolutely no.
I mean,
no, it was
how
not.
would one exonerate?
No, that's absolutely not true.
No, she had exonerated Pete. Did you say those words?
Absolutely no.
I mean,
no, it was.
How
not.
would one exonerate something so serious in one session?
Yes.
Is exonerated. On August 20th,
If you don't know what's going on, this is the absolute, remember, I present all sides, an absolute exoneration, all right? Total and absolute complete exoneration of Pete. This, all right, was posted publicly on X by a lady named Rachel Lamb. All right, so here it is.
2021, Pete and his wife met with Debbie Linhart, LLC, a forensic child psychologist, to continue their thorough and professional response to the allegations.
Reporting on this out loud on a podcast. Her words were that Pete and his wife were exonerated after meeting with you. That's her words.
No, that's absolutely not true.
So
I couldn't exonerate anybody if I wanted to.
So somebody is bearing false witness on social media because we have people saying two different sides of the story. Now, the initial trip to the school where joining to talk to the teachers and investigate if the alleged was related to the school does not take away from the veracity of the child's complaint because of Susie unwillingly asked leading questions regarding where her daughter originally disclosed, all right, where it happened. And if you're wondering why we're using SA and because of censorship, this video won't be seen by very many people and on YouTube censorship. And they'll put a restriction on my video. Their dropping of the CSA matter with the family was based upon false information provided to them allegedly. Remember, this is all alleged by Marcus Lamb, who was told by Rachel Lamb and Debbie Linhart. A licensed professional counselor with certified forensic counseling had cleared Pete of any involvement, all right, that it was falsely attested by two reliable witnesses not related to the family. Their versions of the transpired to Daystar board meetings are corroborated by legal clandestine audio recordings of the meeting that others attended deny were clearly recorded allegedly. On the Daystar side, my observations are that the narrative relies on hearsay information and opinion, clearly debunked information and information that has no corroboration outside of their tight circles. Another thing that for me tends towards impeaching Joni's version is her consistent deflection on the topic at hand. Remember, Joni has gone onto social media talking to Marcus Rogers and her own Table Talk show and all the social media. So she has put out there across social media to multiple platforms, as well as saying that Laura Lynn Tyler is a clickbait cockroach, and that, oh, that was the other one. Forgive me, I completely forgot. One of the reasons Jonathan got fired is because, according to Daystar, he's taking 3-hour lunches. Not only that, he wasn't showing up, and he loved to play golf. And finally, so he wasn't showing up, he was taking 3-hour lunches, he loved to play golf, and finally, it just came down to it. He is such a horrible employee, they had to fire him. It was out of their hands, and that's when he hatched the plan for the blackmail and the alleged smear campaign, inventing everything. Forgot to include that, sorry. On the Daystar side, I did a video about that. And by the way, thank you very much. Somebody joined my channel. One Law 214 became a YouTube member. God bless you. Thank you for your support. On the Daystar side, my observation of the narrative relies on hearsay information and opinion, clearly debunked information, and information that had no corroboration outside the tight circle. Just checking my comments, make sure my Greta, the other one, says baloney, allegedly. Another thing, maybe she's cooking dinner. Another thing that, for me, tends towards impeaching Joni's version is her consistent deflection of the topic, allegedly, at hand by accusing Jonathan of wanting to dispose her and take over Daystar. That was observed throughout the recording audio. This is typical Darvo ploy. While most definitions of Darvo only use deny as the first letter in the denominator, the deflect, where the offender never answers the questions at hand and changes the subject to something that suits them and attacks the person posing the question. The article is aimed primarily at SA situations, but the tactics are very common among the general criminal population. I'm scared to push this, but we're going to do it. Okay. This is it. Now, if you don't know what Darvo is, deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. All right? Uncle Jack's in the house. God bless you, Uncle Jack. Nice to see you, my friend. All right, so we're going to close that up. I haven't done a live stream in like 3 or 4 days, so it's nice to be back live, see my friends. As I used to tell the trainees and agents, I have been assigned to oversee the goal of criminal investigations is not just to put someone in prison. The foremost goal is to find out what is true and then put the perpetrator in prison. And the person might not be the only original suspect, right? In closing, the PD has confirmed the SAC Investigation is still open. Okay, so this is interesting. And we're going to look at that right now. The Texas Penal Code states in the limitations of case CSA 20 years, stating that the date the minor 18 years old, that means the case can stay active for another 29 years if be also in the case with the allegedly had not been identified, there's no statute of limitations. Now, we have more information here. The only thing that is beyond question is the investigation. Is the baby lamb, all right? Keep praying for justice for baby lamb. And I've been saying it from day one. We're praying for the full truth. We're praying for the Lamb family on my channel, specifically this little girl. All right, her mom, her auntie's doxing horrible pictures on social media. She's caught up on those pictures. Will follow her. This is X. All right, there's a lot of creeps on X. They posted inappropriate pictures of baby lamb. My intention is to bring some clarity to this situation because you couldn't get two different sides of this. All right, and I don't care. We're going to find the truth on my channel, no matter where it leads. As more information comes up, I'll do more updates. Now, and remember, Marcus Rogers. I always like to say, case closed. Marcus Rogers has got all the information on his phone. He's got video of Jonathan playing golf with quote unquote Pete. And he's got all the text mess. He's got every scrap of information on his phone. He could show it all, and he's very confident. So whatever he's got, he's very confident that what he's got. Now, this is what I wanted to look at, because this lady's social media, and if you don't know what that is all about, there's yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, my van, all my ministry stuff got stolen last Wednesday. So I'm going to talk about that later in this video because it's heartbreaking. There was other things in my ministry van that are priceless to me. All right, keep focused on here. So thank you very much for your generous super chat. God bless you. Caroline. God bless you, Caroline. Now, look at this, right? So we're going down here. We're going down here. We're praying for the wildfires on my channel as well. I've been in constant prayer and fasting for people that have lost their homes. Horrible situation, horrible response. It's a disaster fiasco with the fires, all right? And I feel compelled to talk about this, but not in this video. All right. In response to those who keep demanding to know why Debbie and Denise didn't report the CSA to the police. All right, this just came out 21 hours ago. If they believe that there was CSA after baby lamb was examined, here's my question. What makes you so sure that they haven't spoken with the PD? Question mark. Newsflash. So this just got posted, all right? And this is the picture. Do you see it right there? Right there. Good afternoon. This is the official Darla. Remember, she's with the FBI. So, like, you know, sorry. It's interesting to me that I'm showing you is because law enforcement, I'm not saying that she has contacts close to this situation, but, you know, she was with the FBI. So I don't know. It's unclear to me. Like she's getting this information directly from National State Accredited Police, Coralville. So, and that's what I'm saying is that the reason I showed you that on my channel is the validity of her testimony. So she's extremely smart lady doing investigations in a retired FBI. That's something that we probably should be listening to. And this is what it says. The investigation you're referring to is still open, pending further information. Due to the nature of the case, no investigation details will be released at this time. You know, it reminds me, when was this posted? It says 3:41, so we can make the assumption that this was literally in the last little bit of information. So, I'm going to do this on the fly because I know exactly how to find it. And if you're new to my channel, that's what I do on my social media. is that this is a live stream. So if you have a comment or question, let me know in the live stream. I kind of bounce around a little bit, you know. Oh, we'll look at Rachel Lamb. Nothing new. We'll go over to Daystar because they have an official. So we're going to do this on the fly. And this is it here, that because Joyce Myers, that'll transition me to Joyce Myers. Because Joyce Myers, where are we at here? This is January 11th. Let me see if I can find the official Daystar. Official, here it is, official Daystar. So I'm going to pull this over here. Cheryl, thank you very much. I'm praying you look. If you guys want to donate, thank you very much for your super chat. That's incredibly generous. If you guys do want to support me, I have a website where you can support me directly. But thank you very much. God bless you, Cheryl. All right. Now, what we're doing here is we're going over here. We're going to go over here. And we're going to bring this over here. We're going to go like this. Now, do you see this right here? Good afternoon. The investigation you're referencing is still open pending further information due to the nature of this. So the source is right here, the police agency. Now the Daystar, literally January 10th came out with this official statement. We love and appreciate Joyce Myers. And this is the article that we can look at it. Probably everyone's already read it. It was posted 4 days ago. But Joyce Myers is leading Daystar. Now, on the official statement, it says here, we appreciate the desire. Okay, and the official statement, we love and appreciate Joyce Myers and appreciate her desire to see closure in the situation. Her time slot will be filled by programmers who are waiting lists, ensuring our mission remains uninterrupted. We have it on good report that law enforcement is concluding their evaluation of the facts with no charges, and we are confident these false allegations will soon be put to rest. That's what I'm saying. Wherever this leads, I'll keep you up to date. Because on the word and testimony of Daystar, this is an absolute fabrication, and the law enforcement are concluding their evaluations of facts, no charges. According to Daystar, on their testimony, they're going to conclude that these are all false allegations. Possibly, what Marcus Rogers has on his phone, he might already have the conclusion because he's got all the information. Now, according to the FBI, retired lady, she says the investigations are referencing is still open, pending further information. Due to the nature of this case, no investigation details will be released at this time. I don't know. What do you guys think? In response to these, keep demanding to know why Debbie and Denise. So I already read that. Newsflash. Law enforcement doesn't advise who they're going to have not spoken with the investigation. So I don't know that. I'm a Canadian here in Canada. All right. I'm a Canadian, but the law enforcement lady says that they don't advise who they have or who have not spoken to with an investigation. It's for them to know and y'all not to know. That's the integrity of the investigation, the safety of the witnesses. Witness information is a real thing, and it's also a felony. So isn't that interesting? If Daystar is putting out that they have information from law enforcement, I'm not saying, is it possibly this is a corrupted investigation? This could go right to the president. I'm just kidding. Sorry. I don't mean to make light of this, but Daystar is putting out that case closed, and this will be proven as false allegations. So is this a corrupted investigation? Because the FBI lady's saying witness intimidation is a real thing, and it's also a felony. So I'll keep you up to date. I'm not alleging anything. I'm just giving you the facts. So this, and that the fact is, they're saying on good report that the law enforcement is concluding their evaluation, the facts, no charges, and they're confident these false allegations would put to rest. So they're saying they're in contact with law enforcement, and these are going to be proved as false. So the whole argument is, if they believe the occurred, why didn't they report it, is a total straw man argument. The fact is, the PD does not indeed have an open investigation. The fact is, the PD does indeed have an open investigation proof enough that it was reported, and there's credible enough information for it to continue to be open. They just didn't pull it out of the air. And random folks are telling you that if random folk are telling you that so and so did or didn't speak to the police, take it with a huge grain of salt. Note the statements that Sergeant Nelson, okay, who's this? Notice it. Sergeant Nelson makes in screenshot of the below. Oh, this is Sergeant Nelson. They aren't releasing any information. Who's Sergeant Nelson? Oh, so that's where we're at. Is Sergeant Nelson in communication with the Daystar, releasing false information, or is Sergeant Nelson in communication with the real FBI lady, and this is factual information? Well, subscribe, and I'll keep you up to date. Makes it screenshot of the below email. They are releasing any information, all right? So there it is there. And if people are gaslighting you with what is gaslighting? Gaslighting occurs in intimate relationship where a partner repeatedly undermines and distorts their partner's reality, or denying the facts, the situation around them, or their partner's feeling of the need. All right. I still don't understand what it is. It doesn't sound very good. Why don't so report this and ignore it, or maybe ask you why Joni allegedly didn't want to report it made allegedly. She also is a mandatory reporter. All right. We're done that. We'll leave this one up because the official statement is in response to this. Now, I'm not going to go through too much of this. I've already done a lot of reading, and I want to get on to the leaked audio. It's not leaked audio. Forgive me. I don't typically play leaked audio. If somebody will stand behind an audio recording, I'll post it. Joel Richardson is standing behind it, and he wants you to watch this audio that I have right here. But that's a different case. So I want to keep my video. One of my criticism, which is okay. I love it. I love my criticisms because I become a better YouTuber. I learned already in this YouTube that to check my audio and make sure I have my earphones before I go live. So one of my criticisms is that I jump around too much. So I'm trying to stay focused. So forget about all this. We're coming to this in a second. This is the article. Now, Joyce Myers pauses her program at Daystar, citing the scandal network. So, and in response was the Daystar. Now, Joyce Myers, best-selling, okay, so Christian author, we'll just read a little bit of this. Longtime ministry leader at Speaker is pausing her program from Daystar Television after years. Oh, I didn't know that. For years, she's been with the host, influential Christian television broadcaster, according to an email obtained by the unnamed spokesperson for Joyce Myers Ministry. So we probably have it right here. This is the article. Let's see if we have the, well, here it is here. Daystar has been a long-standing broadcast partner helping our ministry. Okay, so here is a quote from the unnamed spokesman for Joyce Myers. Daystar has been a long-standing broadcaster partner, helping our ministry to share the life-changing message of Jesus around the world. However, in recent weeks, we have become troubled by the allegations surrounding the Daystar television network. Joyce Myers' son, Dan Meyer, so this is public. Joyce Myers' son, Dan Meyer, wrote in an email to staff of Joyce, so the staff, so this is real official. There it is. Due to the nature of the allegations, my mom, all right, so this is the son. Dan said about his mom. My mom's own story, we feel a profound responsibility to stand for truth and create space as it discovers. And in addition, we must always be sensitive to the hearts of those walking on the journey with us. As many of you are aware, we have received a significant and growing amount of concern from our partners and viewers regarding the Daystar situation. The email sent to staff on Friday indicates that Joyce Meyer Ministries may consider returning to Daystar. Okay, so there it is there. when the situation is satisfactorily resolved. According to the Internet Archives, Myers' program has aired. All right, so there it is there. Now, Daystar did not respond to requests for comment regarding Joyce Myers' departure. All right, and then this is going on about all the other networks that have canceled their programs. And Daystar, of course, is saying that's normal because it's a cycle and they're always having programmers cancel. So this is nothing out of the blue. Nothing to see here. Case closed. It's a nothing burger. All right, that's their perspective. Now, in fall of 24, all right, we did that. We did this. There she is. All right. Life Beyond. All right, there it is there. 4-minute read. 4-minute read for 4-minute read with my dyslexia. It's like I'm going to the gym. That would probably take me 15 minutes to read all this. All right. So we're done that. And I pray the full truth come to light in the Daystar scandal. And of course, because Joyce Meyer went off the air, Daystar responded with the official statement. I already read it. So we'll close that up. God bless Linda as she does her investigations. And I appreciate how she's looked into it. And so that's it. So done that. I talked about that. Now, thanks for everyone who showed up to watch. So, if you want to leave my channel, see you later. Because now we're going to transition into the IHOPKC fiasco disaster. All right, we're leaving Daystar. And we're going to focus the rest of this live stream on IHOPKC. Now, it has allegedly a possible connection between Eric Volz and the Daystar, because Jonathan Lamb, of course, I'll get the post right now. Then we're going to listen to the audio because we have audio that's being released. It's 4 minutes long. I download it. We'll look at it in a second. But to give you the context of what's going on, Eric Volz as well has responded. So I'm going to read this. Eric Volz has responded. In fairness to him, I like to present all the sides of the story. This is Joel Richardson. He stands with the women and their families and with the advocate group and being very vocal on social media. God bless Joel Richardson. Now, there was something I was going to do here first. Let's go to my social media. 1 second here. There's something I'm going to do here. Oh, and there's an article too. So this is a whole entire, if you don't know what's going on with this whole thing, we're going to read this article together. But before we do the audio, I want to just double check. There was something I wanted to touch base on. Okay. It was Jonathan Lamb. We're going to look at Jonathan Lamb right now. Jonathan Lamb. Because Jonathan Lamb, you got to be so careful because people are posting horrible, inappropriate pictures of Jonathan's daughter on X. And I am not about to put that on a live stream. So let me just look at the post that Jonathan did, just so you give you some context. And as long as I can find it. So we're coming down. I'm just looking on his social media. And here it is. Now, he also, Jonathan Lamb, allegedly has been very, how do I put this? He's my new friend. I can put that. Me and Jonathan and Susie and a lot of people have been very encouraging on my social media. So God bless them. They're my new friends, all right? Jonathan's a new friend. And I appreciate him. I'm praying for his family. And it says right here, here it is. It come to my attention by a trusted source that Eric Volz has been hired at the Daystar. All right, so that's it. We're finished the Daystar stuff. And this is Eric Volz. The reason I showed you that is because Joel Richardson was this yesterday or today? January 13th. This is yesterday. This is an audio that he posted. All right. Now, here's the audio. I tried to find every excuse not to post this clip from the meeting last year with Eric Volz. When you listen, please take note. By this point, Mike Bickle had already publicly admitted having a SA relationship with Jane 1. Keep that in mind when you hear him slither and stutter at the end, and he refuses to answer the most simple, basic moral questions. Men like this are infectious to the church. If good men and women do not expose and remove men like this, as in Eric Volz, from our midst, then we will have absolutely failed as followers of Jesus. He is absolutely calling out Eric Volz. Eric Volz responded, and then we'll listen to the audio. Joel Richardson just posted an audio clip. So I don't know if you can see this. That is the official. He has blocked me. At the top of that meeting, I specifically asked Joel if he was recording, and he said no. Turns out he lied. All right. If he had told me he was recording, I would have asked him not to, because I don't trust him. Not because I didn't trust him, not to do what he just did. As far as I know, it's not true that Mike had admitted to having an SA relationship. All right. So if you're new to all this, Mike Bickle used prophecy weapons against women. Right? This whole concept of that his wife was going to die, and it turns out Mike Bickle was using prophecy weapons against the global church in one of the most horrific spiritual abuse cases I've ever been a part of in my life. He used his platform against the global church, and we're going to look at a spiritual abuse. Spiritual abuse is using a position of God and authority in a church to manipulate people. That's what spiritual abuse is. We'll look at it after the audio. One of the most horrific spiritual abuse cases I've ever even heard of has been Mike Bickle. It's caused grievous harm to the church. And on my channel for years now, I've been praying for the women, their families, and everybody that has been affected by this horrendous crisis out of IHOPKC and the manipulation and spiritual abuse that has come out of Mike Bickle and his platform. He has been disqualified from ministry for what he has done. Minors like Tommy Woods. As I said in the recording, maybe Joel was aware of the evidence. All right, so this is it here. You can screenshot this. I want to give full disclosure. This is Eric. Eric, of course, is in a powerful delusion with his mind. And Eric can't see what he has done and continues to do, because we're going to be looking at Eric in this video. And all of it was triggered by Eric Volz because of this post. We're going to look at it. We're going to break it down. So let's listen to the audio. I'll look up spiritual abuse. And then if we have time, we'll look at this article. I'll be in the live chat. Thank you to my friends who liked the video. I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Spinning or manipulation. That's not the way I operate. I don't believe that spinning or manipulation is ever required. Like, that's not what God's called me to. My method is I get the facts. And once you know you're on the right side of the equation, if you don't quit, you win. In this case, I don't know what the truth is yet. Okay? So I want you to look at me while I'm talking to you, okay?
Yeah.
Brother, if I see evidence that Mike Bickle has sexually abused somebody, I will be front and center, part of the people that will take him down in a biblical way.
Okay.
I don't know what that means because I don't know what the facts are yet. Just let me finish. Okay, that's my first point.
Yeah.
The second point is this has to be done in stages. It can't be like full court press, let's destroy IHOP, and I don't think that's what you're saying.
I have no desire to destroy IHOP.
I understand, but that's how it's being translated, and the things that are being communicated from the group of people that believe that Mike is a monster. They're saying that IHOP needs to be reformed, and maybe that's true. And to be honest, there's a lot of stuff here that's really dysfunctional. I'll be the first one. I noticed that, and I knew that about this place before this even happened. So the challenge is that it has to be done in stages. If there are victims of abuse, that needs to be addressed first.
Let's address that. I don't think anyone's claiming that he has sexually abused someone in the sense of violent sexual acts. The claim is that he is engaged in prophetic manipulation, leading to clergy sexual misconduct. oftentimes in popular, even in some academic literature, referred to as clergy sexual abuse.
Sure.
If you use your position of power, particularly as he admitted to being a 40-some-odd-year-old man pursuing a 19-year-old little girl, would you agree with me that that's clergy sexual abuse?
Again, it depends on what the facts show. Here's why that's important, Joel, because
if he kissed her, would you consider that clergy sexual abuse?
I can't comment on that.
Okay,
I'm not an attorney.
You can't tell me that you're here with integrity and that you're not spinning if you can't agree with me as a man. Do you have daughters?
No.
All right, I have 4 daughters. If I sent my daughter to this place and Mike Bickle, a 40-some-odd-year-old man, took her to Europe, gave her alcohol, and kissed her, and entered into a sexual relationship with her for years, you tell me you're a man and you say, I have to know the context or the facts. I'm not a lawyer.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That is what you just said.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
That is what you just said.
I said I don't want to comment on that because I don't know the facts of it.
All right, we have nothing to talk about. If we can't agree with basic morality, simple morality, then yes, you're a spin doctor and you're not here for the cause of the Lord. You're not here in the fear of the Lord. If you can't say that a 40-some-odd-year-old internationally respected minister engaging in a sexual relationship with a 19-year-old girl is not clergy sexual misconduct or abuse, then we have no conversation. And I am your enemy.
You're not my enemy, brother.
Well, if you can't agree on that, then you are, because you're not here to fix anything.
I'm not actually here to fix anything. That's not why I'm here. I'm not here as a fixer.
Okay, I want to push this. Imagine you had a daughter. This is the language that is common within academic literature in terms of abuse. This is language that is commonly used in the litigation community, clergy, sexual misconduct or abuse. In your opinion, based on the facts, based on what Mike has said, is Mike guilty of clergy sexual misconduct, yes or no?
The reason why I'm not going to answer that is because
you're a spin doctor.
Okay, well, again, I was hoping to come to meet to try to let you look me in the face and actually use your discernment.
I just did.
Okay, but I'm sorry.
Why can't you answer that question?
Well, here's the reason why. Because facts matter.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the facts that I believe that maybe you have. Let me finish.
First of all, what did Mike confess to?
I'm not.
All right. So that is shocking to me. Eric Volz is in tremendous, tremendous spiritual delusion. The man I don't know how he can call himself a Christian when it comes to something so basic. Either one, he is so wrapped up in absolute spiritual delusion, or he knows what he's doing. It's unclear to me. It's unconscionable to me. I'm not trying to say that he is a sociopath or a psychopath. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's such a break from reality. Mike Bickle, I got to compose myself. It's unconscionable to me. Let's give the women a chance to speak, all right? Just to give you, if you don't know what's going on with this whole thing, let's the women have a chance to speak. And the advocates, all right? So I always like to let the women have a say on my channel.
Safety for other women. That is her goal. When she realized that it was...
This is a 2-minute clip. I have this all on my website. You can come watch them. Here's a 2-minute clip. I'll be back in 2 minutes. To give you the context, Eric Volz was the crisis manager during IHOPKC. This is the advocate group, Seeking Justice, a third-party adjudicator, a safe place for Mike Bickle to respond to the allegations of several different situations. Right? And these are the advocates. It's 2 minutes long.
Safety for other women. That is her goal. When she realized that it was not just her,
Right.
that she was not just Mike's one dirty little secret, that there were others, that is what compelled her. And I think that's so noble.
Yes.
She's sacrificed her whole life and reputation now in order to protect many other women.
100 times she heard him say that Diane was going to die, they were going to be married, etc. Well, Michael Sullivan said, I've heard that before from another woman. And so I jumped on a call with her. Dwayne did as well. This lady said in 1983, he began to immediately pursue me in a relationship that that was the phrase he used. So, yeah, I heard that straight from her mouth. Another person that we've all known for many, many years, a very credible person.
Incredible woman actually came forward to my wife and I at the beginning of August and told us a story. And I can't unhear that story.
But as Dwayne said early on, once you hear these stories, you can't unhear them.
And again, it was just another layer of spiritual, I don't even know what you call that. Spiritual manipulation, prophetic manipulation, lying, coercing. It's sick is what it is.
It's been said to several people.
That specific phrase was used by multiple people. Or we heard that from multiple people that phrase was used in a manipulative way towards a woman.
And a few others who said they were being groomed. They're convinced they're being groomed.
There would be, I would put in the category, a lot would say that they had a grooming type, a being groomed relationship with Mike at different levels and kind of different levels, in the journey.
All right. So this is my website, and that gives you an idea of, I followed this right from breaking when this first came out. I have an open letter. If you want to get involved with the investigation, you can go and help them. I am not affiliated with them. They've been very encouraging me online. The main advocate group has been very encouraging me. In fact, let me just pull this up on the screen. I had pretty much all of them thank me for my video and coverage of it. And I did the same thing with Daystar. I presented all sides of it. I tried to get advocate for people signing up for the third party, and I created a website, and I just followed it. And people, I believe, well, I know for a lot of people contacted me in private, thanking me. And if you want to share your story and help fund the investigation, you can donate to them directly. I have a link on my website, as well as Eric Volz. I have this video, and I don't know. I can't, it doesn't work with my brain. When it comes to Eric Volz, I can't figure it out. I have nothing but hope for Eric Volz. But the damage he's caused and the spiritual, it's confusing to me. He's smart. He speaks 2 languages. He's very talented. But I can't figure it out. It has to be either a humongous spiritual delusion on his mind that he can't see the harm that Mike Bickle has done to the global church. And in this video that you're looking right here, I go on to talk about how even in the Eric Menekes show, he's saying literally this year, February 24, that there was no spiritual abuse. So just to give you the full context, and we'll read the article, and then I'll answer questions at the end of this. This is what it is, all right? So we're using English. Eric, if you're watching my video, which is a good possibility, you could be. And if you're with the Daystar, if you're one of the Daystar lawyers, I got a fresh coffee here. If you try to censor me, we're not in, so I'll be dipping another threat letter, and I'll fight it all the way to the Supreme Court. I'll live stream the whole thing, and You know, we don't live in North Korea. We can talk about these things. So bring it on. Anyways, I hope it doesn't come to that, but if it does, I'll fight it. I'll put up a defense. I've tried my best to present all sides of it. Now here it is with this, the typically spiritual abuse uses faith, religion, or belief to extort control. That's the definition. We're using English. Eric speaks Spanish. También dice aquí, estás usando tu fe, religión, all right, or sus crecimientos para, all right, there it is there. So there it is there. That's what spiritual abuse is. Involving coercion, control, and exploitation on another person in a spiritual context. That's what spiritual abuse is, all right? And of course, in the case of IHOPKC, Eric Volz can't see none. Literally, they took down his sermon regarding his trip into heaven in the chariot theology and the black horse of accusation, and all of that has come out. He's still, to this day, as of February, saying he can't see any spiritual abuse. So I don't know. I honestly don't know. When it comes to Eric Volz, I pray the Lord's will be done in his life. I don't have, like on a professional level for Eric Volz, I just can't comprehend it. I can't figure it out. Why can't he recognize the harm that Mike Bickle did? Is he in some type of contract, allegedly? I don't know. Is it possible? What is going through his mind? Why can't he see the damage Mike Bickle has done in a spiritual context to the global church? One of the most egregious spiritual abuse cases in my lifetime was Mike Bickle because of the global impact using his platform against the global church. And then all the testimonies and all the pastors in full-time ministry that came out to expose him. And to this day, Eric Volz is posting, the IHOPK matter is trending again in a wave of misinformation. So this is Eric Volz on social media. In fairness to him, we'll look at it. And my role circulating as after a pastor, a member of the that was Wes Martin. Wes Martin's been very encouraging to me, and I played this whole video. We're not going to look at it, right? Everyone who seems to have an opinion or theory of what happened at IHOP, but as far as few people know the full story, I can tell you that most of these theories are far from accurate. To clarify a few points, I was not hired by Mike Bickle to run crisis management or protect him. I don't know Mike personally before I sat down to question him about the allegations and had no alliance to shield him from accountability. My firm was engaged to provide crisis management service to IHOPKC, the organization, not Mike. The engagement wasn't about money. I did it out of what I believe to be the service of the Lord and loyalty to friends and mentors who serve this intercessory missionary there and who are innocent caught in the crossfire. That's his perspective. And if you're new to all this, the intercessor missionaries have a whole entire, well, let's look at it. Let's put this into context. If he's claiming to represent the missionaries, and let's put this into context, Eric Volz. Where is it? IHOPKC stories. Like I said, I followed this pretty close. IHOPKC stories. Over 3,000 and others have already signed. These, Eric Volz, are the intercession missionaries that have been harmed by the church. Eric Volz, I know that you have eyesight, Eric Volz, and can read, joined by 3,000 plus others, Eric Volz. The idea that everything early at the IHOPKC was Bickle approved is categorically false. I was presented for the largest decision points with the ELT, and I stated that Mike was not involved in or controlling any of the process. Many members of the advocate group seem to have evaluated Mike into the spiritual idol of king status and have projected their experience with him into others, claiming he must have been pulling the ELT strings behind the scenes. That was simply not the case. I believe some individuals from the advocate group have come to terms with their idolatry of Mike and public repent. What do I mean when I say I have never saw evidence? Do you see this? He's literally put this in writing. What do I mean that I have never seen evidence of spiritual or SA during my time there? And if like I said, just to put this into context, well, we go to my website. We'll go right down to my website. This is November of 2023. We're going all the way back to 2023. And it's not posted. Bad link. We'll go back to November 22nd. There it is. Response to IHOP's initial findings. We're going back to November of 2023. Woman says, all right, Mike Bickle used prophecy essay. All right, that's where we're going all the way back to 2023. 2025. He is still claiming, what do I mean when I say I never saw evidence of spiritual or SA during my time there? Here are a few examples, also some previously undisclosed insight as to why I caution about some of the advocates' claims. So, reiterate, I don't think we have to read any past any further, but in fairness to Eric, we'll look at it. But 2025, as of a few days ago, or is this today? Let's look at this. Is this today? January 11th, so 3 days ago, he is still claiming he has not seen any spiritual abuse. Oh, it's a lot of reading. You know what? I want to get to the article. This is just way too much reading for me. And, I don't want to stumble over my words. So, in fairness to Eric, and if I misread something, I can't even share it. He's blocked me. I can't even share it. Oh, what I guess I could do is do this. So here, I'll put a link in the description. I encourage you to go watch this whole thing. We can stop right here. What I mean when I say I never saw evidence of spiritual or SA during my time there. Case closed. That poor guy. All right, so read the whole statement of Eric Volz. I never saw evidence of spiritual. All right. It's interesting. If he just, why did they take down his video with Mike Bickle claiming that he flew to heaven and the accuser of the brother in the back horse of accusation? Eric Volz, if you watch my video, why did they take it down? If there's no evidence of spiritual abuse, why would they ever take down his video? If you're not familiar to this whole case, on my website, you go all the way down to the bottom. Mike Bickle's last storm, IHOP deleted this. Why did they delete the video? Eric Volz. He is totally innocent. Eric Volz. That's what you're saying 3 days ago on X. No spiritual abuse. Well, why didn't... So, and that's where it is. Is it possible Eric Volz believes that he jumped into a chariot and flew to heaven? That he's going to change the expression of Christianity? That he is so indoctrinated into the IHOPKC Mike Bickle as his prophet? Possibly. Maybe that's what he believes. I can't figure it out. Anyways. I kind of lost track there. I posted that. You can click the links in the description. Let's see if I got a good link. You hit that, Eric Volz status. You just click that and you can go read it yourself. I pray the Lord's will be done in Eric Volz's life. Now, this just came out January 14th. I haven't even read this. How long is this article? Oh, I like this lady. This is Rebecca. So we'll read this. All right. I'm going to go to my comment section. Freedom Deep's in the house. God bless you. Uncle Jack, God bless you. God bless you to everyone that showed up. Thank you to my moderators. A massive breach of trust by a group that commissioned IHOP investigation lead apology. So here it is here. Just weeks into the third-party investigation, the Inner House of Prayer is completing the organization that commissioned it. So this just came out. This is the third-party investigation. It has come under fire for removing a trusted source and senior advisory team for the investigation. But after facing intense backlash from the survivor community, the organization, Tikkun Global, a Masonic Jewish network, reversed course and today reinstated the removed adversary team, Ron Cantor. Now, Ron Cantor is extremely well respected online by many people, and he has been restated into the investigation. Cantor has publicly stood with the survivors of alleged abuse. International House of Prayer, Kansas City founder Mike Bickle last September. The months of negotiation for mutually acceptable investigation broke down on the advocate group. Bickle's victim, allegedly, currently IHOP leaders and advocate group. Cantor was instrumental in finding a third-party investigation for the allegations the survivor found acceptable. Tikkun commissioned that investigation has been previously stated that Holler's investigation should conclude sometime in January, but after months ago, the founder, another ministry with ties to Masonic movement, Jewish Apology, Michael Brown School of Ministry in the Line of Fire broadcast, has also accused of misconduct. Once again, Cantor, who knows Brown, publicly supported victims and called for the accountability of Brown. All right? I want to say to you, those who have come forward, who put consciences to share their story, that I applaud you. Cantor wrote in December, before one chooses to become a whistleblower, one must count the cost. It takes great courage and personal sacrifice. Some of them may be wondering if they did the right thing. In my opinion, they did. And apparently the bridge too far for Tikkun leaders is now deleted post. Okay, so they've deleted the post. Tikkun accused Cantor of losing objectivity in the post supporting Brown, allege. All right. And it urged due process, noting the Line of Fire had also commissioned Firefire to conduct a third-party investigation into the allegations of Brown. All right, so now I'm understanding this thing. So what happened was Ron was speaking out for the people involved with the Michael Brown situation, and they didn't like that. So they've deleted the post and they've reinstated him. Now we know, all right, can spread like wildfire. All right, so the victimization can spread like wildfire, inviting those who with grudges against leadership to jump on the bandwagon. All right, Tikkun wrote in the post, the group used against prosecuting by social media. Okay, prosecution by social media, and announced that Cantor would take a leave of absence from Tikkun advocacy team. This is a massive breach of trust, wrote IHOPKC survivor advocate Alicia. She's a friend of mine on X. Blank screen. Whoa, what happened? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We've lost it. 345 have liked my video. Thank you for liking the video. We'll pull it up here. There it is again. Deleted post. All right. All right. This is a massive breach of trust, wrote IHOP survivor advocate Alicia on Saturday. Unless drastic efforts towards repair are taken, people have already considered retracting their sensitive stories from being included in the report. Wow. Just reading this now. Others, this was just posted a few hours ago. Others echoes the sentiment. I'm deeply concerned that the signal of a move to premature discredit a large swath of the allegations. Bandwagon reports in an attempt to save the reputation of IHOPKC, the Line of Fire, wrote the former IHOPKCer Susan on X. Ah, the nameless, faceless prophet. She's a friend too. God bless her. I'm not a prophet, not a guy, but some of you sure listened when you thought I was. I like that. It's pretty funny. Today, Tikin reserved course and apologized. All right, they have apologized to removing Ron. And Tikin also reinstated Cantor. So Ron's back. Very happy. Very nice picture of him. He's very happy there. Ron's back. Everything's healed. They deleted the post. And they've apologized. We sincerely apologize to the victims and witnesses who trusted us and came forward and are now feeling betrayed. Token wrote, we see Ron as a critical member and have asked him to return, and he has agreed. Today's statement was signed by Tikin Global's senior advisor team. I was the target. All right. On Saturday, Cantor wrote online that Tikin had a Cantor the target in a stupid email. I'm not going to defend it. I was a target. The Line of Fire, IHOPKC, and Tikin are a separate organization. However, they shared a story in similar prophetic ministry in the care of Israel. Dan, Tikin's founder and the member of Tikin's. Am I saying that right? Tikin's? Do I have anybody still watching? I'm almost done winding this down. Both Mike Bickle and Mike Brown in written history, Tikin wrote a partnership dedicated to Tikin, Kansas City Fellowship, and Church Bickle pastored before starting IHOPKC. Tikin Global Manager, Dan. There's Dan. It's a good picture of Dan. He's, yes, preaching. All right, there he is there. Brown called Bickle a personal friend. Oh, look at that. So Dan, all right, so Brown called Bickle, okay, a personal friend. That's Mike Bickle. IHOPK invited Mike Brown to advocate for plans for IHOP's first investigation was a disaster fiasco. Into Bickle later failed. Months later, Brown signed a joint statement and other charismatic leaders calling Bickle unfit to lead for ministry. Blank screen. I don't know why that's doing that, but I reported on that. It's on my website. Some advocates, such as Alicia, said that they were initially cautious about Tikin's involvement in the IHOPK investigation, but that the victims bravely participated anyways. Tikin's statement yesterday was atrocious. DeGraff wrote on X, it was rude and careless, slap in the face of victims and sources who have bravely participated in the investigation so far and also have helped fund it. I showed you the link. You can support them financially if you like. Many do not trust the ORG initially, including myself. But Cantor's dedication to transparency has built trust with survivors in Tikin's process, wrote a trauma on X. I'm curious who has concerned about Ron's social media posts regarding Brown. I have only heard a deep sense of gratitude and relief over his strong stance of transparency, true third-party investigation, where victims are safe place and come forward. It's caused many of us to take risk and take Tikin's first place. Tikin wrote that Brown had fully embraced the commitment to submit to an independent third party rather than engaging in alleged allegations on social media. Brown's board also previously said Brown had agreed to step back from public ministry during the investigation. However, I've been pretty close to this as well. I am friends with somebody very close to this. And I knew about this as soon as it broke. Brown has regularly posted spiritual and educational videos on Line of Fire and YouTube channel. A detail Tikin didn't mention last week's statement condemning Cantor's social media posts. So did you catch that? Brown is still in active ministry, posting spiritual and educational videos on Line of Fire YouTube channel. While taking his fellow Tikin leaders to task for an email, Cantor also urged public to give his colleagues a chance to change. I walked with these men 37 years, and I'm not going to throw away because of this stupid email, and it was stupid, Cantor wrote. Beyond the misplace of their anger by taking it out on an advocate instead of the alleged abuser whose content of the email and entire IHOPK investigation in jeopardy. But Cantor added, before we throw in the towel and let the abusers win, please allow the leaders in Tikin to explain themselves and hopefully reverse course. Tikin's apology. Usually Tikin runs its statements by advocate and attorney Rachel, who is consulting with Tikin in the investigation, wrote today, but it didn't for its now deleted statement Friday, Tegan wrote. She was not involved in the statement released on Friday, and we're engaging with her in the week before we put the statement together. Tegan wrote today, we value her experience and our posture of humbly learning related into the situation. Tegan also clarified that it was be released the entire report from Firefly, rights in its investigation, which his earlier statement seemed to call into question. As pleaded from the beginning, the final full redacted Firefly investigation report into IHOPKC will be posted publicly in its entirety as soon as it's finished. Tegan wrote today, we apologize for the confusion. Tegan also apologized for criticizing whistleblowers. How long is this article? We're almost there. Without your involvement, there's no investigation, accountability, or discipline, Tegan wrote. As for us, we are still learning this space of advocacy. It's new to us, but the ears are open as well as our hearts. Tegan Global. Updates, apologies, clarification. So there is there. That's the post right there. All right. Whether Tegan's about face will be enough to convince survivors remain to be seen. While I appreciate the stark shift in tone of most recent statement, this is a moment where traumatized victims deserve more than their security. Trust has been broken in expanse who cannot afford it and have already been re-traumatized by the institutional betrayal. Earlier, asked for these assurances, including a statement assuring survivors that Tegan was not a financial beneficiary, sanctioned church where former IHOP pastor Isaac Bennett created. All right. DeGraff also asked for the statement for Tegan was not based. Tegan is not biased in its process. Due to progress, the book is controversial among survivors, but IHOP and Mike Brown have used the phrase to criticize victims and advocates for speaking publicly about the concerns. Tensions grow over the phase due process. On November 23rd, following allegations of Bickle, prior to the public allegations about Brown, let due process be done, whether the consequence might be, but don't throw stones at it. Nothing like this could happen to you. Okay. Brown wrote, let due process be done, whether the whatever the consequences may be, but don't throw stones as it's nothing like it could happen to you. IHOP used the phrase while questioning and criticizing advocate groups for reporting alleged abuse at IHOPKC leaders. Again and again, the substance concerns of and requisite of survivor advocates are treating as unreasonable bias and attempts to circumvent due process. All right. When Tegan issued the statement calling for accountability IHOP last Friday, prior to its involvement in IHOPKC's investigation, it called for due process. It mentioned in the book due process by Tegan's founder Dan Juster as a basis for the process. His now deleted critical statement about Cantor last week. It urges due process again, this time saying it can't happen on social media. Well, due process is that I've been advocating for 2 years that Mike Bickle would get his opportunity to respond. And he's already come out where he issued a statement and admitted to, well, what did he admitted to? What did he admit to? He admitted to moral failings. And let's just finish this off. We'll go over to Mike Bickle's statement. And of course, the IHOPKC, a lot has come out with that, where his false prophecies were manipulations. It's all been exposed in the news that he would just change the dates and times, thousands of testimonies. And as Christians, we take on the word of their testimonies. Is everybody giving false witness? All the advocates, all the pastors, all the leaders? And that's why everybody wanted a safe environment for Mike Bickle, so he could have his due process. That's what everybody wanted. All right. Let's get to the truth. Let's open up about this. All right. Anyways. All right. So I'll finish this off. While the most recent statement time from Tegan has demonstrated actions towards repair and transparency, there's still concerns whether the justice due process approach is part of this process or not, especially about what we know and the views and discipline of Bob Jones. All right. Done. Thank you very much for watching. Let's go over to Mike Bickle for 1 second. And I did all right today. I know I stumbled over my words, and I haven't done a live for quite some time. And I'll try to do more updates. And then I have actually not been feeling very well. Here it is here. So Mike Bickle's statement. Oops, sorry. Do you see this right here? Right here. Mike Bickle has not repented. That is the shirt of the false, fake horse of accusation. He keeps foot up to heaven. He's in heaven. He's in golden chariots, and Mike Bickle was just the most unbelievable false prophet. Dates and times, and this is, of course, the infamous T-shirt in his last sermon talking about accusation and the false accuser of the brethren. Well, meanwhile, all his lead pastors got together with a bunch of advocates and presented a 50-page document outlining their concerns with Mike Bickle. God sees everything, and I always said during IHOPKC, God sees everything. Here it is here. I sadly admit 20 plus years ago I sinned in egregious, inappropriate behavior. Moral failings were real. And of course, the main alleged Jane Doe and all of that has come out, Tammy Woods, as well as all the different situations, even in the IHOPKC report, they framed it as clergy misconduct. But we as Christians speak like Christians and say on the word and testimony of the women that publicly declared what happened. We're still waiting for Mike Bickle to agree to part. What is your side of this, Mike? You have all these people come out. No, he's silent. He doesn't. What was it? Stephen Strang, the whole thing is that he doesn't respond to critics. Such a bizarre. It's a way of insulating himself. This is a fishy. This goes back to Eric Volz and the doxing of the 50-page report, the damage Eric Volz has done. And like I said, the further I go down the rabbit hole with Eric Volz, the further I just can't wrap my head around it. It's hard for me to understand. I've never. It's like so beyond. Like I understand spiritual delusion. I understand people's spiritual paradigms. But this is like crazy that he would ever post what he's posted on social media. It's hard for me to understand. I can't understand it. It's beyond reason. I can't figure this out. It's such a bizarre thing. He goes on to Eric Menek's show. He's got it pinned to the top of his page. It's such a bizarre thing. All right. I can't fathom it. It's unfathomable. He's on this program right here saying that he never saw any spiritual abuse at IHOPKC. And it wasn't taken out of context because a few days ago, he posts and puts it right in writing. It's unfair. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. If you can figure it out, let me know. Let me know. I can't figure it out. Eric's too smart for this. Doesn't he know how bad this makes him look? Where is it? What do I mean when I say I have seen no evidence of spiritual abuse? And that's what spiritual abuse is. It's using faith, religion, all right, prophecy. These are prophecy weapons against the global church. It's such a bizarre thing. I can't wrap my head around it. Eric's too smart for this. Like on a public relations, like all the testimonies that have come out, all the information that has come out. This went mainstream. Do you see all these articles? This was on mainstream news. There he is there, when he came in here. Bob Hartley was sending inappropriate videos in a bathing suit. There's him with Mike Bickle and his double locked peephole doors. I followed this very closely. It's heartbreaking. This is the video. Bob Hartley. He's sending it. He's using dating sites. I did a whole video about this. I got a satchel full of money. I'll leave you in the parking lot, baby. Allegedly. There he is with Mike Bickle. Where's the picture of him in a bathtub? Bath towel. I guess they didn't post it. He's being barred from his son. We pray for Bob Hartley's son, his poor son, his family. Bob Hartley was getting information and giving false prophetic words, and his son has spoken out about it. Advocate group, his founder. Oh, and his son's, that's where it's at. I'm done this video. Thanks for everyone to watch. It's heartbreaking, but that's my intention on my videos, is I try to bring closure. And, since I always advocate for people to get involved with the local food banks, drug and alcohol centers. But if you want to get involved with my ministry, you're welcome to come and donate directly to my ministry. It's Canadian funds. And I have a PayPal. And I'm writing a book as well. If you're interested, I set up a new tab on my website. And this is my ministry. So we're going to do a little bit of my van got stolen. And I'm going to answer questions right now live. If you're in my live chat, if you waited all the way to the end, an hour and a half later, we're going to answer questions. Anything you want to know about my stolen van. What's going on here? How do I pressed the wrong button. Is my audio on? This is my street ministry outreach, and I'm going to answer questions. Why can't I hear anything? Why is there no audio? Audio coming out of... Oh, I got the wrong headphones on. I'm the worst YouTuber in the world. I found that these are my little ones. They hurt my ears. These are my travel earphones when I'm sleeping in my car. These are my podcast earphones. Where was the van parked? This is my first question. God bless you, Margie. My van was parked in broad daylight, and I thought it was parked inside of a... I thought it was parked inside of... Let me turn the volume down on this. In front of a camera. So I got the police. I filed my police report. I actually met the police outside. And I went downstairs, and I met the police, and they went upstairs. They have cameras. And he never got back to me. So the next day I phoned the police department. I said, is there any updates on my file? Did they see anything? And the report said that they saw nothing. So they didn't see who stole it. It's a very particular theft of my vehicle. And I'm starting to wonder because it seems very targeted to me because they needed to do an immobilizer. So was it today? No, it was yesterday. I dropped, I'm trying to show my keys. I dropped my car keys off to the insurance place. I have keyless entry, so it has to be a cloning. I've been researching this. Doing a little investigation myself. And so I've been researching it. I did investigation. They needed, my ministry van had everything in it. It's stolen. And in order for them to steal it, it had to be either one, a flatbed truck and tow it away, but there's no way they could do that. But the other way is they do cloning. Apparently there's a way of cloning somebody's keys because it's keyless entry. I don't even have a key. It's all electronic. And I had an immobilizer. So this is a very sophisticated theft. And I'm wondering, did I get targeted? It sounds like a targeted theft to me. Anyways, I went on the street and all my friends on the street know pastor's van got stolen. And I talked to people that are in the know. People I don't talk about on my social media as much. I never mention their names. But people in the know, I'll leave it at that. On the street, they have their... Okay, so they're mid-level. They're mid-level, if you know what that means, on the street. These are higher up, middle up people on the street. I'm friends with everybody, right? Jesus was friends with drunkards and sinners. And I am too. So I put the word on the street. So everyone that needs to know is looking for Pastor's van. And they already knew about it because they follow me on social media. And so there, what's the next comment? It sounds organized. It does. And not only that, sadly, I lost my cross. I have a little crucifix, wooden crucifix about this big, and it was a necklace. I've been carrying it for 7 years. I've been carrying, because the Bible says, Matthew 16, and Jesus said, anyone come after me, he must deny himself, pick up his cross and follow me. Well, I carried a little wooden cross for 7 years. It was in my car. My street Bible was in the car. Personal stuff was in the car. And all my receipts, I have all my receipts whenever I purchase something for my ministry. I have I have some of my receipts. I have my ownership receipts. I have my insurance receipt in my house. I don't keep that in my glove box. I'm pretty savvy, but I lost a lot of receipts. So I don't know how that's going to work. My $700 generator, my street equipment stuff, all my Christmas presents. It was just had Christmas. My sister bought me a sweater. My mom bought me new shoes. They're all gone. And I lost everything in one swoop. So it's kind of heartbreaking, The biggest possession that I'm missing is, I would say, the necklace first, because I held on to that necklace in 7 years of street ministry. I carried it everywhere I went on the street. It's like a little cross. I have it lit in a little pocket so I carried it everywhere. It was a momentum of it was special to me. And of course, my Bible. I have my real Bible. This is my Teen Challenge Bible that I still have. This is my most sacred possession in the whole entire world. You can see, I have this thing marked up, and I've been carrying this. This is me as a young man. I don't know, can you see that? This is me to the nations. That's me as a young man. But I have, from cover to cover, I have this thing marked up. Every single page. I have read this Bible, and I have all my Bible notes. I don't even see that. But every page, long notes. See, I have notes in here. This is my real Bible. This is my prized possession. And even if I lost this, what I have gained from this Bible is in here. All right? The old knucklehead. So even if this got stolen, it would be heartbreaking for me. But, you know where I store up my treasures? In heaven, where thieves can't break in, right? Or can't corrode with rust. Where your heart is, your treasures are also. This is great, but if I lost this, I'd start a new Bible. Because what I gained by reading it, I don't want to lose it. It's a special heirloom to me. I'd love to give it to my kids when I pass on. But, if I lose and whatever, it's, God has something even more for you. We'll find out. I have to wait 30 days. It is fully insured except for the contents. And I had, for an example, tarps that I hand out, blankets that I hand out, naloxone, little Bibles, tracts, Christian tracts. But most of my ministry is one-on-one advocacy. So I'm in the hospitals, and so I did lose some of that. But most vehicles have a GPS. That's another one. Mine's 2000. It was a 2016 Ford Escape SUV, keyless entry with an immobilizer. No GPS. No GPS. Nobody knows where it is. Yeah, of course. If you want to support my ministry outreach, I appreciate the people that are supporting my ministry outreach. I'm 100. I always my thing is go support your local food bank, drug. I am not a nonprofit, a formal nonprofit yet. I have a strong desire to start a nonprofit, but it's just me. It's my ministry is one-on-one advocacy. And if you want to get involved, you want to support my ministry, I have a way you can donate directly. If you're in the United States, I have PayPal. You can donate here. We are one family, so when you donate to your local church or outreach center, you're donating to my ministry. But I appreciate it, absolutely. Thank you very much. I love you. And many people do. That's how I support my ministry. I've been 6 years. I'll answer a few more questions. And then I do want to mention this, my book. This is my book. And that's the other thing I got to say. Thank you. Thank you to the people that have sent out support. I got to say that because, and I have been actually quite heartbroken. I have been under the weather. I've been torn in like 16 different directions right now. I feel like I'm in a whirlwind. I've had many things. If you're watching this right now and you have sent in support, I love you. I love you with all my heart. Forgive me for not getting back to you. And if I'm only one guy. I'm trying to do social media. I do street ministry. I do counseling. I try to answer emails, but like it was overwhelming for me. I haven't been doing my live streaming and I haven't been feeling well. So I've been torn. I also had, a family issue that I had to deal with. Everything's fine, but I've been going through like attacks on like 5 different, and plus my van's stolen, or my ministry. So I've been dealing with a lot of, when the enemy comes after you, it's typically not one thing. It's like 15 things. And I've been dealing with 15 things. Well, probably 5 things. I always over exaggerate. So just to sum that up, thank you to my friends who have been supporting my ministry outreach and have reached out with me financially and in prayers and encouragement, but I haven't responded with my emails because I'm like 5 days behind on emails. I got over 1,000 emails and I also, not only that, I have different social media accounts, but my first importance is my relationship with the Lord. My second is my family, and third is my ministry. So I've been with my family, and the reason in that order is if I neglect my relationship with the Lord, I'm no good to anybody. So my focus, number one, and the Bible says that love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and your strength. Love your neighbor as yourself. So the first one is to love God. Now, equally important is my family, and how I honor God is with my family. And third of all is my ministry. All right. I'm just one guy trying to make it in this world. So thank you. My book. I've had a whole bunch of people reach out to me. I can't even find your emails. So I've set up a different email. It's right here. Do you see this? I'm going to put it on the screen. If you're interested, I'm looking for the right person. One person. Why can't I highlight this? There it is. This is an email I have set up separate from my main ministry, counseling, advocacy. Also, I have people in treatment centers I have to go visit. And I have the families. I'm not trying to complain. The Lord has given me grace, but there is my email if you want to get involved with the book. Now, I have currently, I did a word count with ChatGPT, and I have 53,000 words already summarized. I have it all in a transcript, and I have it broken down to roughly 22 chapters. Right? 22 chapter outline. And this is a write-up of 2,000 words. And I'll leave a link in the description if you want to come read this. But I'm not reading it because I am burnt out from reading. But I'm writing a book about my street ministry outreach. This is the link if you want to come see. And if people that had donated to the original project, I have renamed this book, The Street by Brother John Elving. And what I did was I completely closed down my other, let me pull this off the screen. My other GoFundMe, it is no longer available. I have completely just taking everything down regarding my original concept book. And now I've retitled it The Street. And what I did was anyone who had donated to the other campaign, I made the first donation of $700, which it was somewhere around $600 that people had already donated. I just re-upload. This is a public ledger, so everybody can see it. I have targeted it at $10,000, and my intention is to have that for a professional ghostwriter. Help me with the book. 22 chapters, and the same concept, I've just retitled it. and the book will be free to anyone, available for download on my website. So on my website, I have a tab, the Street Book. Anyone can download it. It's free to everybody. Everybody can see it. And I will also print copies in English and Spanish to give out for free to resource centers, hospitals, and churches. If you want to donate, I have a place you can donate. It's a public ledger. It'll be written. It'll be written this year, next year, 10 years from now. One day this book will be written. And that's it. What I'm hoping is that my ex-wife and good friend will write the foreword to this book. She's been extremely encouraging me in my street ministry outreach. One of my best friends, and that's what I hope. The Batman says, can listen to you and write all your book from your... That's what I did. It's interesting. I did transcripts, and also I can take transcripts from my videos. So I have... Thank you very much for the super chat. Praying for you to find your SUV. God will use this theft and turn it around and use it for your good. May his gifts surpass anything you could dream or imagine. God bless you. Love and peace, joy. One of the best. Fruit of the Spirit, Galatians 5:19. 5:23. Thank you very much. Great name and great handle. Thank you for your generous support of my ministry outreach. I think I had one more. Little Sister Green Tree. God, good to see you. Hope Mike is doing well. Mike's doing great. Mike's doing great. He's doing great. I want to go see him. My good friend Mike is in treatment. In fact, if you've been watching my YouTube for a long time, some of my friends, Colby's brother is in treatment. I'm going to go be visiting him. Sadly, I had things in my ministry van that I had to give out as gifts as well, and the Lord will provide. All right. Thank you very much. That's the link if you want to go. It's in the live chat. And I had an offer from Joan that they can translate my book into French. Yeah, I'd like to. I'll just read you the book. Will be chronicled an extravagant journey of John Elving, 6 years of street outreach in Canada, lost everything. My testimony, sadly, I lost everything. Family, career, dignity, to addiction and homelessness, but found redemption and purpose by the forgiveness of sin through Jesus Christ. And that's my testimony, is that I lost everything. Ended up homeless, on the street, eating out of dumpsters. I was a junkie myself. I'm 7 years clean and sober. But sadly, I lost everything. I ended up on the street. And in fact, I don't talk about it often, but the fall, introducing John's life before addiction, chronicles a suicide attempt and a pivotal prayer that marked the beginning of his transformation. That's a fact. I ended up I was in the hospital, and I swallowed enough pills to kill about 5 people. I tried to commit suicide, and the doctors rescued me and saved me. But when I say I wanted to die, I was in a hard place. I was really rough. And, the prodigal sons and daughters is for what I'm writing this book. And if you ever have those same thoughts about ending it, get help, talk to somebody right away. There's people that can help you. And reach out. You're not alone. I'm Brother John. I've had that same thing happen to me. And by the grace of God, the doctors kept me alive. And, my story can resonate with a lot of people. And that's my intention, is that not only that, what I want to do, I was thinking my ghostwriter that can help me write this book. I have a 2-hour documentary video that outlines right here, 2-hour survival documentary. And if you're interested, you can go check this out. My 2-hour documentary. which would give the person that's going to help rewrite the book. They're not writing my book, by the way. I'm the author. Everything in it is firsthand testimony. But this is a shack. Anyways, it's a long story. I'll answer a few more questions. And then I haven't even eaten today. And if you're new to my channel, I do intermittent fasting. And I do social media in my free time. I have to see who is emailing me. Those are very important situation that I probably need to go look at. But I can answer a few more questions till I'm done. Junkie to Jesus. Yeah, title, chapters, all that. That's what my point is, that my book, I'm the author of the book, but I dropped out of high school. And someone that's a Christian, God gifts everybody with different talents. I'm a great street pastor. I'm great at evangelizing, preaching the God. I'm bold. I have a microphone. You know, I can preach the gospel. I can help people in addiction. I can advocate. I can listen. I can do funerals. I am not talented at fancy words and writing. So somebody out there in this 8 billion, somewhere in this world, there is somebody that is a talented author that will want to take this project on to help me help others. There's somebody out there. I actually looked at, and I want to pay them. I want it to be professional. I want to include pictures. And that's a fact. I want to include pictures. I want to have it professionally done. And then it's going to be free. And trauma-informed book. I meant to say, Brother John. John just commented on your post where you were trying to get to him. Congratulations on your sobriety. I just sent him an email. Margie says, recommendation, seek a seminary college. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. I love the name Street. The Street. Julie Moss, very encouraging. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you, Cynthia. God bless you. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, but yes, I agree. The Batman. I love the Batman. He's always very encouraging on my channel. It can be a command to act as a ghostwriter. You have set up a framework for the AI to work for you. Yeah, I'm using them right now. I'm using it on my website, but I don't hide it. You know, I use it on my website. Absolutely. It's a great tool, but you know me, I am full disclosure when it comes to things like that. So I use ChatGPT, but I put it on the banner of my website. I use ChatGPT to help me with writing on my website. I didn't finish high school. I have dyslexia. Or I'll take my thing off the screen. I have dyslexia. I struggle with spelling and big words. Still, I'm determined to keep improving. I have a newsletter. I'm not sending out my newsletter until more information comes out about my car. Thank you for your understanding. Usually I send it out on the 14th. Actually, usually I send it out today. But I am swamped. I got too much stuff to do. And I'm just swamped. And I gotta sort of step back and refocus. I feel like I'm going through a whirlwind of, I'm just too behind on too many things. I'll try to do more lives. I see Julie. Hi, sweetie. Deborah, great to see you, my friend. God bless you. I didn't even know how to use, I didn't even know Canadians could use ChatGPT until just recently. Just recently, like last week, I was like, what's this all about? Oh, I thought it was, I didn't even know Canadians could use it. I thought it was only Americans. So, that, you know, I've never used it. And now I'm using it for everything. It's great. Excellent comment. Excellent comment. And that's the point. Yes, I agree. And well, I can promise you this right now. 100%. It has to have somebody that's involved that wants to get involved. Absolutely. So great comment. I agree. Get a real person to write it, not a computer. Absolutely. It won't be. That is my commitment to you. This will not be written by ChatGPT. I'm using it to formulate my thoughts and breaking it down in order to present something to the author. Or I'm the author, they're the writer. So they're going to put all my thoughts and ideas into it. And like I said, I got 50 some odd thousand words already. And, you know, I've been working at this a long time. This street and my wooden cross, just for me. Great idea. All right. Thanks for everyone who showed up. Jesus loves, qualifies you. That's right. My husband can help you. Thank you very much. So many people get others. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, exactly. Great point. So many others get what they're telling and take their words and transcribe and write a book is common. I believe you're right. Many people, in fact, there's ghostwriters that take sermons and write books. So, but full disclosure with me, I'm not trying to pretend anything. All of a sudden I present this book that's like perfectly written and claim that I was the one that wrote it. I'm the author, but someone else is writing it. I like the street too. I was thinking about Street Shepherd, but I like the street. The street story of What was my title? Where is it? No, that's my support. The street. The BJE story. I think that's kind of cool because that's very original. Yeah, that's a good book too. I've read that. Helped me a lot when I was a young man. When I was at Teen Challenge, I had to read it, and I really enjoyed it. All right, I am tired. Well, if you have a friend in Canada, Lucinda says that for his glory, I have a friend in Canada that is a writer and she might help you. Absolutely. You can forward her my email. And if she wants to get involved, I'm going to go through the right person. I've had actually a lot of people reach out to me already. And like I said, I'm just being too busy to process everything that's going on with police and, you know, the insurance. And I'm kind of in limbo right now. I was traveling on the weekend and I just got a lot of things going right now. So I got to slow down. Book, Save Me From Myself by Brian Head Welsh, Cornbrown, after he was saved. There's a version without profanity. Awesome book. Thank you, Fern. I haven't read that. BJ, the Street Warrior. Thank you very much. All right, thanks for everyone who showed up to watch. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. And if I go live, I will let you up to date. Typically, if I go live, it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where I'm at, and I'm going to go cook my dinner. What time is it? 6:25. So I'm done this live stream. Thank you everyone who showed up, and have a great day. All right. And that's it. So, thank you to my friends. God bless all of you guys, and I'll be live soon enough. So may the Lord bless you, keep you strong in the faith, and always remember, Brother John loves you. Bye.